Today, we are going to learn about the past continuous. Let's start by revising the present continuous. In Unit 37, we learned about the present continuous. It is used to talk about actions and situations that are going on at the moment of speaking. For example, she is going home. It is raining. Notice that it is formed with the correct form of the verb to be in the present and a verb in the ing form. In the negative, we only need to add the word not after the verb to be. Look at these examples. I am not working today. He is not playing. And in questions, we just need to put the verb to be before the subject. Look. What are you doing? Who are you calling? Now, let's look at the past continuous. The past continuous is also formed with the verb to be, but this time in the past. Was or were followed by a verb ending in ing. Let's look at how it is for all the persons. I was working. You were working. He was working. She was working. It was working. We were working. You were working. They were working. Now, let's look at the use of the past continuous. We use the past continuous to talk about actions and situations that were happening at a particular moment in the past. Look at these examples. I was working at 9 o'clock last night. At 6 o'clock, she was traveling to Paris. It is also used to refer to a longer action in the past, which is interrupted by a shorter one, which is usually in the simple past. We were watching TV when the phone rang. She was driving when they had the accident. And if two actions were happening at the same time in the past, both will be in the past continuous. While we were playing tennis, Jim was working. You were calling me while I was trying to call you. The past continuous is one of the most important narrative tenses. It is used to describe the situation in which the events of a narrative happened. For example, I was walking along the street one day when I met a man. Two old ladies were sitting on the beach one day. A man was waiting to see the doctor when the door opened. And what about questions in the past continuous? In interrogative sentences, the verb to be goes before the subject. What was she doing when you saw her? Where were they going? Why was he wearing a wig? What was he driving? For short answers, we use the subject and the verb to be in the past simple. Were you working last night? Yes, I was. Was she wearing my ring? No, she wasn't. Were you living there last year? Yes, I was. Were they playing well? No, they weren't. Now, we'll look at negative sentences in the past continuous. Negative sentences are formed by adding not after the verb to be. So we have was plus not to make was not, or the contraction wasn't. And were plus not to make were not, or its contracted form weren't. Look at these examples. I am sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say? It wasn't raining when I came in. They weren't studying English when I saw them. She wasn't enjoying the film.